Hi, Katie. I'm Azal from The Upcoming. It's lovely to speak to you today. Firstly, congratulations on coming on board with this charity and playing this very special gig tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about why you wanted to participate in the charity War Child and how that collaboration came about, especially for the Day of the Girl campaign?
I think it's something I've always been aware of, War Child, and I've seen the Day of the Girl things happening before, and yeah, they just got in touch, and I was like, this is wonderful. I'd love to be involved, and I think as I've got older, I've wanted to get more involved in causes that feel important. So yeah, it felt like the perfect opportunity to broaden my horizons with that kind of thing. I think, being a woman on planet Earth, none of us choose where we're born, and I'm very privileged to have been born where I've been born. And, I think that just shows, we have to use our privilege to help support people that are in war zones and need our help. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of here to do this.
You're playing obviously at the 100 Club tonight in support of this charity. Will any of your own songs and music choices that you play kind of reflect those themes of kind of resilience, trauma, or hope for girls living through these turbulent times?
Yeah, I think a lot of my songs are about resilience in a way. So my song Beautiful Soul is kind of about getting over mental illness, getting over depression. And then I think we're doing a cover of a Patti Smith song, actually, which is bizarre because she's actually playing in London tonight and it's the anniversary of Horses. But she's got a song called Kimberly, which I've always found is a really uplifting song about her sister. That song, I think the lyrics, they're about kind of a woman giving birth and life, and I think it's just a nice song with sentiments to what is going on and what we all have to experience, I guess.
And shining a spotlight upon girls in particular through this charity, what do you think is the most overlooked kind of part for them?
Definitely periods. I think, women that are having to deal with having their periods, lack of sanitary supplies, lack of safe water, hygienic spaces. It's all stuff that is really, and also it's about dignity, and women should have to deal with that. I think also women that are pregnant, that are having to give birth in these war zones, I think it's a very personal thing having your period, and I think I can deal with my period in a private and safe place, but these young women and all of them are not having that access. So yeah, I think that's one of the most important things. I also just think it's always kind of women and children that are mainly killed in war, so I think it's they're not looked after as much.
I hope things will continue with the peace deals in Gaza that are ongoing and have been for the last few weeks, and hopefully that'll mean an end to some of the struggle for the girls there in the war-torn areas. What do you think can be done there, and what are your hopes for the work that War Child does in relation to girls particularly there?
I just hope that they get the support mentally they need. I think there's a lot of young children, young women that are going to have PTSD from what they've been through with the genocide in Gaza, and I think it's there's just, it's amazing that we can raise all this money and we know that this is directly going to help these people. So, yeah, and hopefully also, with supplies that women need. All of that kind of stuff.
Can you tell us a little bit about your own musical journey and how you've reached where you are today, and what that means for you to be in the position that you can, channel your energy into a charity like this?
I think it's I just feel really privileged to every year be getting older and have the capacity and the time to be able to do things like this. I think it's it's a real privilege to be able to use my time and to do things like this. So yeah, I think it also comes with I think as a woman, you start in music, and as a human being, it takes you a long time to feel the confidence, to feel validated that you are the right person to speak about something. But actually, it just comes with time and getting more wiser, I guess, that you become more aware of the things that you feel like you need to do to kind of make life special and important, I guess. Yeah.
And I think even with the music industry, that's quite a struggle for women in its own right, let alone this as well.
Oh, big time. I think it's it's so frustrating because in some ways things are changing, but it still is this big wall that is not come down yet. And it's really hard as I get older and I'm talking to younger women. They're like, hey, how do you cope in the industry? And I'm like, for women, we're so good at being resilient, but resilience is frustratingly the thing that we have to hold so close to us, because there are still so many men that are completely outrageous and have not learned to act in a way that is appropriate in 2025. So
what do you hope the gig will bring tonight? What do you want people to walk away feeling from this?
I think they I hope they feel like, oh, they are contributing to a really important cause and feel like for once they're not helpless and that they've done something tangible that is going to directly help people. Because I think, everything that happened with Kneecap and kind of music and gigs and free speech, I think, we're at a point where like it's really important that these kind of events are happening and that people feel safe to come to third spaces and have a political view and feel safe to be in that place. So yeah, I think it just shows that we're all strength in numbers and we all need to keep doing stuff like this because it keeps the cause alive, I guess.
And Elsie, could you tell us what it's like for you lending your voice to the charity, and do you hope to kind of evolve your connections to maybe other participating charities?
Yeah, I mean, I feel very like it's something that I've really only kind of started having my kind of awakening in terms of working with charities since I did an article for Under the Radar and I talked about my brother that has special needs, and I did a campaign for disability rights to human rights. So I'm working with Scope at the moment, and yeah, I just feel, I mean, Sarah Math that's also playing tonight, we really bonded. We both have siblings that have special needs, so there's a real lovely thing happening with a lot of my friends and musicians who have a direct link to that. So yeah, it's exciting because we might do a gig and be able to really shine a light, because disability rights aren't spoken about at all really, and it seems to be at the bottom of the pile often. So yeah, it feels really special that I can start to kind of focus my energy there and with War Child. So yeah, it's great.
Oh, listen, thank you so much for speaking to me. It's been such a pleasure. Good luck with your gig tonight. It's going to be amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Katy.